are headed into, I keep saying we, I don't know why. I am headed into a very famous cemetery. That's pretty impressive. Boy, I hope I can drive in here. Yeah, I can. I'm just not seeing it. Oh, everybody's parked over there. Okay. Now that is cool. I'm going very, very slowly, so. That's a cool tomb. And that's where I'm headed. Okay, I am in a cemetery. I forgot the name already. I don't know if I can film or video in here, so we'll see. Oh, they're all going in. It's a pretty nice monument, huh? Not as nice as the one in DC. But I did not want to go into that one. I mean, drive to it.
I didn't know he was fought in the military.
Well, he was in the Black Hawk War. He did not fire a shot.
Oh.
I don't think, I'm not sure if he liked it or not.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, see, Dixon, Illinois, and is here.
So why was he honored with the statue in Washington as well as?
What's that?
Why was he honored with the statue in Washington as well as here?
I don't know. I don't know if he went to Washington as well.
They have traveling things every 50 years, every 6 months, they have different exhibits in there to keep it fresh, besides the permanent ones. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the burial chambers, the final resting place for Abraham Lincoln and his family. First of all, I want to point out this stone. It's a one-piece red Arkansas marble stone that weighs 7 tons. Lincoln is buried 30 inches behind this stone. He's 10 foot down in a steel cage with concrete poured on top of him. His family's right behind you, encrypted in the wall, his wife Mary, Eddie, Willie, and Thomas. Now Robert, the only son to live to be an adult, he's buried in Arlington Cemetery at the request of his wife. Now Lincoln's ancestors came from England, and when they come over to this country, they settled in 4 states. These first 4 flags represent the states where they settled at. They are Massachusetts, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. Virginia is where both of his parents originated from. These flags over here represent where Lincoln lived. Born in Kentucky, lived in Indiana, of course here in Illinois. This last flag is the presidential flag of the United States with the 50 stars. That was given to us by a president. The ceiling in here is 24-karat gold bead. Now the one in the rotunda is a platinum ceiling, by the way. Now on April the 15th, 1865, at 7:22 in the morning when Lincoln passed away, Secretary of War Edwin Stanton, now he belongs to the agents. And when they built this tomb, they thought it'd be fitting and proper to put the words here in the burial chambers. Now, Eddie died here in town at the age of 3. He died from tuberculosis. Willie died in the White House at age 11 from typhoid fever. Thomas died at the age of 18 from a lung infection. And Mary was living here in town with her sister when she passed away at the age of 63 from a stroke. As I said before, Robert was the only son to live to be an adult. He lived to be 82 years old. And when he passed away, he was living on his estate up in Vermont. He had 3 children, 1 son and 2 daughters. His son was Abraham Lincoln II, but he died at the age of 16 from blood poisoning. But his 2 daughters lived to be an adult. They both married. Between the 2 daughters, they had 3 children, but they didn't have any children. So the last living relative of Lincoln died in 1985. His name was Robert Beckwith. Now, the oldest part of our cemetery on here is north, which is straight back. That's where Lincoln's law partner, Mr. Ernest, buried, along with some of his friends, including his barber. And if you'd like to, you can drive back there and visit the sites. But we also have a lady back there named Nellie Jones. Now, I know you don't know who Nellie Jones is, but I bring her name up for one reason only. Her father was famous too. Her father was the President of the United States also. Her father was Ulysses S. Grant. Grant had 1 daughter. She's buried in Old Park, our cemetery, which makes it kind of unique because Grant was the one who dedicated this tomb when it was completed in 1874. Now, Lincoln is the tallest president we've ever had so far. Does anybody know how tall he was?
6'4".
That's right, you get an A. And for the record book, James Madison was the shortest at 5'4". Lincoln's the only president to this day that holds a patent in the patent office. Lincoln is the one, as I said earlier, started Department of Agriculture under his administration. Lincoln is the one who started a Medal of Honor under his administration. And Lincoln is the one who made Thanksgiving a national holiday under his administration. So I always tell the kids, thank Mr. Lincoln for Turkey Day. Us guys thank Mr. Lincoln for Football Day. And there's been 18 presidents that have visited the tomb throughout the years, and you might be standing where one of them has been. Yeah. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer if you're doing.
Tell us a story about the attempt to
Steal his body?
Steal his body.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, this happened back in 1876. A bunch of counterfeiters from Chicago. Their engraver had been caught, locked up in jail. They were running low on money, so they come up with this plan, this tavern, to come down here, steal his body, hold it for a ransom, and get their engraver out of jail. Now, back in those days, the Secret Service did guard the president. Their only function was to catch counterfeiters because there were so many throughout the countries. And they had their informants. And one of those informants happened to be in the tavern, overheard the plan, went back and told them. They sent him back to see if he could infiltrate the gang, which he did because he was a criminal himself. They knew him and they needed extra help. So they let this plan proceed because they wanted to catch him in the act. They came down here by train. It was election night in town. They broke through the back door, which is a window now. They came right here where I'm standing. Lincoln wasn't buried in the ground. He was in a sarcophagus. They took the lid off the sarcophagus and tried to get his coffin out. They couldn't do it because it was too heavy. It was lined with lead. So they sent the informant up to bring up their horse and wagon. Where you were this morning in the rotunda there, back in those days, that was called Memorial Hall. That's as far as you could go in the tomb. Walked in, looked at the artifacts, had to walk out and walk all the way around, look through a back door window. This didn't open up till the 30s. So the police are hiding in there in the dark. He taps on the door, says it's time. They come out of there, they start walking around. One of the officers pulls his gun out, he goes off by mistake. They hear it, they scatter, they get away. A few days later, they're arrested up in that tavern. They hold the trial here in Springfield. 2 of them go to jail for 1 year up in Joliet, Illinois, where their engraver happens to be, so they get to see him again. And in 1901, that's when Robert requested that his dad be permanently sealed underground. Now in 1900, they had to take this whole tomb down because it started to lean. It wasn't on a solid foundation. When they brought Mr. Lincoln back in here with his family, they put him in that same sarcophagus in 1901. Robert's living in Chicago. He has a law firm up there, hears about it. Sends word down to Springfield, that won't work with him anymore. He wants him 10 foot down in the ground in a steel cage with concrete poured on top of it. Now where does Robert get the idea? Robert got that idea from Mr. Pullman. Robert used to be the president of the Pullman Association, and when Mr. Pullman died, that's what he had done to himself. Because back in those days, people used to go to the cemetery, to steal rich people's bodies, hold it for a ransom, and there was no laws against it. So that's where he comes up with the idea in that. But he also said, don't open up the coffin. Well, guess what? Robert was in Chicago. There was 30 people here at the time. They said, we're going to permanently seal him forever. We have to open the coffin one more time that verifies him, or people won't have doubt that he's really there. One of the guys knew this was going to be an historical event. He sent for his son. He gets out of school. He's about 10 or 12 at the time. Rides his bicycle out here and witnessed this. Back in 1963, a Life magazine reporter happened to come to town, hears about the story, and he looks the guy up, finds him in our local hospital, and interviews him. And this is what he told him. When they opened up the coffin, he said Lincoln was in pretty good recognizable shape. His face was kind of chalky white. He had sparkles all over his chest, what they finally determined was an American flag that disintegrated, and some mold on his fingernails. But otherwise, he was in pretty good shape. He said they closed it up. I helped lower him into the pit. The reporter leaves that day. 2 days later, that guy dies. His name was Fleetwood Lindley. He's also buried out this cemetery. A few months later, the reporter runs the story in Life magazine as the last person to see Lincoln, which he was. So we had an eyewitness account. That's why we know he was really there. And when I grew up, I'll put the cherry on the cake. I grew up in this town all my life. There used to be a flower shop 12 blocks from where I live. Now we're talking back in the 50s. Every time my mom would go to that flower shop, I always asked her to take me because they had a big fish pond. And as a kid, you're fascinated with goldfish. And where I'm getting at, that's what the guy did for a living. He ran the largest flower shop in this town. It was called Lindley's Flower Shop. And then, so I probably saw him then. So, well, thank you, folks.
Thank you.
I'm glad to have met you, and I'm glad, Bob.
A touch of home.
A touch of home, yeah, I always consider that my dad.
That was just me tagging along with the group. I wasn't really with them. That was nice. I said I could. Nobody uses their phone to take pictures here. Because they're senior citizens.
You're not with our group, so I can't count.
No, they let me tag along though.